Hello everybody, welcome to Bitcoin Daily, 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. time on the dollar. We do this show every day, Monday to Friday, 9 a.m. because we gotta know what's happening in Bitcoin, altcoins and everything else. And guys, yes, it is correct, bears did win the battle, but they have not won the war yet. They won this battle, but they haven't won the war. So we dumped big time yesterday, bearish engulfing candle towards downside below 10 moving average down here. You can see here we dumped like 3.85%. It was all the way down to 5.24%, but we closed 3.85% on the downside below the white line. That's the 10 moving average, as you can see down here. We gotta admit, the battle up here on the top, we did lose big time. And right now, the big question is this over? Is this right now going towards downside? We're definitely topping out. FOMC meeting is coming in a day or two or something like that. You know, people are preparing a little bit for what's gonna happen then. I'm also gonna show you what I think is gonna happen next, but we gotta assume right now that this is some kind of top. As you remember yesterday, we came to 23,962 on CME future chart. We came all the way up to 24k, and a lot of people have been talking about 25k, give or take up there. That's gonna be the top. And you know what we always say, every time somebody people start talking about one last leg up, one more move towards upside or downside, it's probably not gonna happen. So this didn't happen. This last move towards 25k, stuff like that, did not happen. We pulled back towards downside. Bitcoin up here is pulling back below 10 moving average. There's a big bearish engulf again on the daily time frame. On the 4-hourly time frame, we lost 10-20 and the 50 moving average right now sitting high here below the support. We went up a little bit towards upside up here, but you see already that we are hitting the resistance level right now, guys. We gotta turn a little bit bearish short term. We're gonna see how long that's gonna last, but we are definitely losing the battle right now. So bears are back on the track. They're all over Twitter telling us, told you so. But hopefully, we're gonna end, victorious out of the war, and we're gonna continue pumping. Now, when that pumping is gonna come, what's gonna happen next? That's a little bit dependent on certain things. Doge is also pumping towards upside, and every time Doge pumps, that's also some kind of top indicator. So there is that. So we're gonna see that how much of pullback we can have, what's gonna happen. Yeah, we're gonna look at all the things. We're also gonna look at that just because we are having the bearish engulfing candle on the daily time frame does not mean that it is over. I'm gonna show you that every time this not every time, but oftentimes these things do happen. You get a bearish engulfing candle below certain support levels, pulls back down, but what's important right now after this bearish engulfing candle is how well we hold the supports, moving forward. Do we drop down all the way down to 20k, 90k, 18k, 16, 15, 10k? Those are the big levels. Those are the big levels. And we're gonna see how this actually plays out. Who's in the chat, guys? Who's in the chat? Vanalesva, morning legend, morning, how you doing, man? Bjorn Atrangin, morning, how you doing, man? Long time no see. Ivan, morning, how you doing? XRP, hey, we're back. Good morning, how you doing, man? Garrett, morning, what's up? Good morning, folks. Edward, too, good morning, guys. Let's go, man. Kebab, what's your thought on Bitcoin? We lost the battle, but we did not lose the war. XRP legend, deep south for buying, exactly. Doge, yeah, Doge is pumping. Doge is up 6% right now. It is still pumping towards upside, but you can see up here that it has these, big, moves towards upside. And oftentimes when Doge pumps, it's often, last of the kind that pumps towards upside. But Doge actually looks very, very good on the weekly time frame. I don't know if you remember, but I did tell you about the 50 moving average and 20 moving average. We are getting in some kind of squeeze up here, and right now Doge is above all of 3 moving averages, and it's going and it's pumping from those levels. So Doge is doing well. We're gonna see how much it actually can perform. Edward, disbelief rally. Ricky is in the chat. Deep south for buying, exactly. I think we go up. Mooch are in shorts now. A lot of people are in shorts. Techno Viking, what's up? Good morning. Mohammed, yes, good morning. How you doing? Now let's do a love trade session. I hope the news from America is good this week. I hope so too, man. Christovan, morning. It depends on the FOMC. If support will hold at 22.8 or 21.4. Well, we went down to 22.5, so 22.8, kind of got smashed a little bit. Tired likes. Dobro jutro, how you doing, man? Anthony, morning. Mladen is in the chat. How you doing, man? Hi, I saw a comment today on Crypto Russ. Yeah, you did. Yeah, I had to say something. Good morning, how you doing? Wait, what's up? XRP is due for a pump. Might be. So guys, where are we gonna start? Bitcoin is up. We can start, short-term Bitcoin up here. Bitcoin is coming to this resistance level up here. 3 moving averages. I know everybody getting a little bit excited, but there is no need to be excited right now. I mean, yes, we are getting above this resistance up here. We are having a nice move towards the upside. We still haven't fallen back below the support lines up here. So this, move up here is gonna try to break the moving averages right above us on the 4-hourly time frame. There is moving averages between 32.2 and 30k. So these levels up here, important levels to get above. If we fail to get above these levels and go back below the support line here at that's right now at 22.7, if you go back below the support, we can see some kind of even lower levels than that. On the daily time frame, you'll see that we have, like we just said on daily time frame, we have a bearish engulfing candle up here, bearish engulfing candle back below the 10 moving average. This is the thing that I didn't thought it's gonna happen, but it did happen. We went below 23k, we closed below 23k, and right now we're trying to get back above it, but it does look a little bit weak. So I would assume that right now the bears are in some kind of bears are in control, like man would say bulls are in control, but right now I think bears are in control. We still got major supports right below us here at 22.6 or something like that. 22.6, and you can see here that yesterday's dump came all the way down to exactly 22.5. This is not only on Binance, this is a lot of other exchange, but it came to exactly 22.5 on the dollar, hit that level and bounced off of that level. So we got a some kind of support down here on the daily time frame at 22.6. We also got a support on the 20 moving average down here at 21.20. This is actually 22, give or take 22k, and we got a support all the way down here at 21.2. Let's put it up here, let's say like this, 21.2. So you can see there is a lot of 2 on the chart, but we got a couple of support levels up here. I'm gonna bounce off 22.6, bounce off of 22, bounce off 21.2. It kind of depends a little bit, and we're gonna talk a little bit more about that. If you look at a little bit higher time frames, we also got major support levels up here just below here at 21.8, also major support level. We got also a major support level down here at 20.9. So we're gonna go all the way down there. Are we gonna go all the way down to the moving average down here at 19k? That also depends. But before we can get down to 19k, we gotta rip through everything up here. And I would say that this is actually very bearish if we do rip through everything, but I will still hold some kind of support down here at 80-90k. But it's only after we break 80-90k you can talk about 15k, 10k, whatnot. We are not there yet. It's way below us. I'm a little bit unsure whether we're gonna even come down close to that, but bears are in control. You can see even that this pump towards right now came exactly up here towards 10 moving average, and right now we are tracing a little bit also the 50 moving average right here above us on the 4-hourly time frame. So we are definitely not in control. If you look at a weekly time frame, we didn't come even close to the 200 moving average and the 50 moving average up here. We came to 24k. These levels are 24.8 and 25. This is actually kind of a nice thing, because if we came up here and got rejected by that, then we technically tested these levels and got rejected. So right now we still haven't tested the 200 moving average and the 50 moving average on the weekly. So technically next time we can just rip through that and we can continue towards the upside. We also got to this level up here at 24.3. we didn't even touch that level yet. So there is a lot of levels that we didn't test up here right above us. They are very important levels, and I will consider that a good thing. We came very close, and right now we are pulling back, and I'm going to show you why we are pulling back. I think eventually we will test these levels, but right now the bears are in control and they are pushing us down. Now how far down they're gonna push us, that's a big question. If you remember a couple of days ago, let's see up here, between something like this level up here and this level up here, this is liquidity zone, guys. This is a liquidity zone. Let's put it up here, liquidity zone. This is a liquidity zone. That means there are a lot of stop losses, a lot of leveraged long liquidations level in there. That means there is a lot of liquidity to pick up in this zone up here. This zone goes between all the way up to 22.3 all the way down to something like 21.6. and this zone is very, very important. So if we are going to get a liquidity up here towards downside, we might be looking between, you know, 22.3 to 21.6 or so. So there are some major, you know, important levels right in here in the zone. So are we going to go into the zone before we continue towards upside? That's very, very probable. So why is this liquidity zone up here? There is almost empty space right here in between us. We just pumped through right through that, but you can see up here right above us, sorry, right over here, there is a lot of trading going on. And anytime you have any kind of trading in the range, any kind of consolidation phase, right above you should be a liquidity zone, and right below you should be a liquidity zone. So we got a two trading ranges up here on the chart. The first one is this one over here, the second one is this one over here. So there is liquidity up here below us. That is in between these two trading levels and right above us, of course. So price always goes into these liquidity levels eventually, right, and try to pick up liquidity. It doesn't always have to go all the way there and pick up all kinds of liquidity, or go down even below 15k, pick up liquidity below 15k, because you can understand that also up down here there was you know, big trading zone up here. So there's a lot of liquidity to pick down here below 15k on the downside, but you know, it's very, very hard to push the price into that zone and pick up that liquidity. So you know, it kind of also depends a little bit, you know, how easy it is to go into the liquidity zone and get the liquidity, right? So over here we are getting a little bit, you know, too euphoric, too bullish and stuff like that. So it is a lot easier to go into the liquidity zone on the downside, pick up that liquidity, and then go towards upside up here. Also, as you can see up here, this is actually a bull trap. It went up here, tried to pick up any kind of, you know, long, you know, liquidity up here from the shorters, because there are a lot of people shorting here. So it went up here, all of these shorters up here start closing their position, stop losses getting hit and stuff like that, and then it moved towards downside. So it picked up liquidity on the upside, and then it tries moves toward downside to pick up liquidity on the downside. And then maybe we're gonna see whether we can actually bounce, or is this gonna continue towards downside even below, you know, 20k, and pick up liquidity on the downside down there. But there is a liquidity zone down here, so I would assume if it's gonna go down, it's gonna go get into the liquidity zone and pick up liquidity there. That said, guys, I'm gonna show you something more on the charts up here. I'm gonna show you a lot of things up here, but you know, let's go back here in the first move in 2018, 2019. If you remember 2019, once we start pumping up here towards upside, you will see that there has been these bearish candles towards downside where we you know, break the trend down. But once you break the trend on the downside, you can see here that we get into the box. We get into the box up here once we pull back down, and every single time we continue towards upside. We also did that if you go back to where we are right now. If you also go back to where we are right now, what you're gonna see is that we got into the box one time previously down here. Over here it was a small box, so you gotta look at this on the 4-hourly time frame up here. There we go. There was some kind of channel up here. We came into the box down here. We picked up whatever was there to pick up and continue towards the upside. Are we gonna do the same thing up here right now? Going to some kind of box up here on the downside. Maybe the box goes something like this over here. Some kind of box, and then continue towards upside. You know, there is, you know, definitely some kind of hopium going around there. If you look at a daily time frame up here, we're still not below certain crucial levels, but we had this bearish engulfing candle. Now the bearish engulfing candle doesn't mean that, you know, it's definitely going to go down, you know, pull back that much, but it's definitely pull back in full effect right now. And over here, these big pullbacks do tend to happen a lot of times up here. There was a big move up here, you know, it pulls back, you know, almost down to the bottom, and then, you know, managed to find some kind of, you know, box up here, and, you know, and continues towards upside. There's a box up here, and there's a box down there. So it tries to find these boxes and then bounce off of these boxes. We can go back down in 2014 as well. Where is 2014 at this chart up here? Over here, 2014. 2014, where is it? It tries to find these boxes, right? But it's not that, you know, it's not that obvious up here on the chart. But you can get a lot of these big moves towards downside, It doesn't mean that it immediately is going to drop down. You can see up here, it tried to go up here, it moves down lower, but this was a big consolidation period up here. This was a little bit different time frame. Let's see up here. On the daily time frame, you know, any kind of option up here. Yeah, there are no good examples up here. Doesn't matter. What I'm trying to say, that bearish engulfing candle on the daily time frame is not that I mean, it is very bearish short term, but if we manage to hold some kind of supports right below us up here, you know, we managed to hold some kind of supports up here that can actually definitely go towards upside. Unfortunately, we are, you know, the bears are winning. Unfortunately, they won the battle yesterday, and they managed to push the price below very, very important, you know, critical support levels. So right now, this move up here, you know, the bearish move up here looks more likely than a recovery move up here towards upside. Although the recovery move can happen, and we can definitely go towards upside. The probability is right now towards downside. There are other, you know, interesting patterns that might actually indicate that we are right now in, you know, we are topping out. Number one, you know, 25k level, that was important level to get above. Oftentimes when people talking about, you know, one less move towards upside, 25k, and then we can drop, we never get to that. We get come close and then, you know, start dropping. That already happened, right? The DogeCoin is right now pumping big time towards downside. You think I'm joking about this, but I'm not. Oftentimes what I've noticed is that DogeCoin is the last one to pump any kind of, you know, Bitcoin goes first, then, you know, these major altcoins, and then these, you know, funny coins like, you know, Shiba and DogeCoin and whatever else, right? They start pumping, you know. So is this, you know, an indication that right now that that we are dumping towards downside? It can definitely be that. I'm still not joking about DogeCoin being indicator for a dump, but if you look at on the weekly time frame up here, DogeCoin is actually looking very, very nicely. I've actually been waiting for DogeCoin to do this move up here. There was a triangle up here between the 50 moving average and 20 moving average. You can see it nicely up here. It managed to get above all three moving averages. So DogeCoin does look insanely bullish up here, and I would expect that DogeCoin is gonna, you know, perform very well in the coming you know, this is a weekly chart. The coming weeks, coming months, I would expect DogeCoin to perform very well. But right now, in the short-term time frames, we are definitely pulling back. Now, how much the pullback is gonna be, you know, that kind of depends. There was, of course, a lot of trend lines that we have been drawing up here on the chart. One of those trend lines is this one over here, where we use the bottom wicks, top wicks, and stuff like that up here. If you pull it like this over here all the way to the downside, it looks like we managed even to hold it up here, right? Over here, managed to hold the support level. So you know, maybe we are not below everything, you know, just right now. And if you look at on daily time frame, we definitely didn't break this level down here. This level down here at 22.6. So, you know, we still got some kind of living on some kind of hopium right now. But what I gotta tell you is that, you know, pushing up right now is gonna be very, very difficult, and you know, over here I think this move down here is more likely. Now if something should change, and you know, we should, you know, get back above the moving averages up here or whatnot, right? Get above you know, 23.4, 23.5, we need to assume that we are bullish, and then this is gonna continue up. But right now we are assuming that this is gonna continue towards downside. Yesterday nothing was broken. Yesterday we started dumping down here on this 4-hourly candle over here. Nothing was broken. We've still been holding, you know, certain levels, but at the end of the day, you know, we managed to break everything towards downside. You can see here is even on the daily time frame. Now there are both good news and bad news when it comes down to indicators. We're gonna turn off the stock indicator because we don't read that. We don't read this one as well right now. First of all, on the weekly time frame, the good news is that we only came up to some kind of 58 levels before we are having this pullback. The pullback is normal up here. Nothing is actually, you know, very, very bad about that. So, you know, this can definitely continue going towards upside. So on the weekly time frame, there is not much problem. On the weekly time frame, when it comes to MACD, now here comes a little bit problem, and I'm gonna explain to you why. And I've been talking about this before. You can see here that the MACD is coming towards this zero line up here towards, but it's not, you know, it's going up here slowly and then explodes towards the zero line. And what happens then, it does this curve up here and then goes towards upside. You can see this in 2014 because I've been comparing Bitcoin price to the 2014 price for a long time. So we're going to continue doing that because it does seem to be the kind of you know, the kind of pattern that we are having right now. You can see up here we're going up towards upside towards this zero line, and then we do the move up here, right? Do the move up here, right? And as you can see up here right now, this move up here towards upside came just before this big dump towards downside below this you know, previous support levels, where we actually managed to hold and go towards the upside. And I'm hoping this is not gonna happen. I mean, I'm fearing that this might be the case, but I'm just hoping that this is not gonna be the case this time. You know, maybe a little bit slower move and then above the zero line. Getting above the zero line is very, very important, and we are still not above that. I've been saying this for a while right now. On the weekly time frame, MACD needs to get above the zero line, because if it's not below zero line, we gotta assume that it is a little bit still, you know, a little bit more bearish. Now whether we are when it comes to our chart, whether we are in this part over here, or you know, we are trying to do this move up here, it kind of a little bit depends. If you take this part of the chart over here, right, and you copy that and put it at the end overlay up here, let's assume this is the same thing up here, right? If you assume this is the same kind of move that's happening right now, this can actually be, can we look at this in daily time frame? Yeah, let's wait, let's go up here, down here, and do it on daily time frame, because we get a lot more candles up here very nicely. So we're gonna do this from the bottom down here to some kind of top up here. We're gonna take that and we're gonna add it to our chart over here. There we go. So it's some kind of bottom, right? And we've been analyzing, I even made a video, you know, this bottom seems like 2040 bottom, exactly like 2040 bottom. Now unfortunately this move towards downside over here came when the MACD on the weekly time frame was okay, you cannot see it over here, but on the weekly time frame it came exactly when the MACD was doing this move on the weekly time frame, where it was exploding towards zero line and then it started curving towards upside. So this move came right at that point, right? So the big question is, are we actually going into that move right now? Maybe this chart should be something like this over here, where we go up and down. Maybe this is the chart, right? Something like this, right? We go up here towards upside, and then go into this curvature move towards downside, climb a little bit up here towards upside, and then have this big dump on the downside up here before we actually get the parabolic move. Because I've been saying that right now that this move over here is the, you know, start of this parabolic move towards upside. But you know, could this move have been, you know, the fake out up here right now that we are in right now over here, and then we're getting this move down here towards downside, and then we're getting the, you know, real parabolic move towards upside. You know, it could be either way. It could be either way, but I'm still leaning more towards that the move that we are in right now is the big parabolic move that's happened in 2014. Even though that the MACD right now is telling us, hey man, we are not above the zero line, so, you know, take it easy. So I will be taking it easy right now, because this can definitely pull back a lot more than we can actually expect, because right now we are still below the zero line. Again, we are below the zero line on the weekly time frame, and we gotta assume that, you know, we haven't, you know, broken the threshold where we are, you know, super bullish towards upside. Guys, bears are winning. They have won the fight, but they have not won the war. And I will still go and so whether this is good time to take profits or stuff like that up here on the upside, it might be that up here in this pullback up here might be that, right? Good time to start taking some kind of profits, doing something. But you can understand, if this continues up here above the moving averages, then you know, okay, we can still get a double top and then go back down. I mean, a lot of stuff can happen, but if it goes back above the lines up here, you gotta assume bullishness, and as long as it's back below some kind of trend lines over here, some kind of below some kind of supports, we gotta assume bearishness. So I think right now that the bears are winning, and right now the pullback towards downside is in full effect. Even though DogeCoin and some other coins are pumping, but most coins are not pumping. Most coins have fallen through very important levels of support. The Ethereum is actually holding support levels still very nicely. You can see up here that Ethereum is actually holding support very nicely. It fell down all the way down to the support levels down here, creating this very nice line. But a lot of other coins, Cardano as well is, you know, keeping well up here. A lot of coins are keeping actually quite well. Did anything fall through the support? Okay, this thing over here, Solana did fall through the support. Ethereum, we fell through the support. Matic didn't. Let me see a little bit more up here. I think I saw that this thing over here fell through the support down here. So I would say some coins did fall through the support, but, you know, assume bearishness until something changes, right? So I would say, especially after this daily bearish engulfing candle back below 10 moving average. Right now you can see up here this move above the 10 moving average is not actually, you know, playing out very nicely, and right now we are pulling back. So will we eventually, you know, manage to, you know, bounce up here towards the upside? Or are we gonna go back below these moving averages over here and continue on downside? We gotta assume that this is gonna, you know, play a little towards downside. Long term, I'm still very much bullish. I still believe this is gonna continue eventually towards upside. I still believe, you know, dips out for buying. That's gonna be the case. The big, you know, the big questions are what's gonna happen tomorrow or what is it on Wednesday? FOMC meeting and stuff like that. So there is that. Small bounce when DXY hits 20. Yeah, DXY is actually going above. It's making a nice curvature up here towards the upside up here. It still isn't above 20 moving average or anything like that, but there was some kind of, you know, trend up here that actually broke that through the trend towards the upside. Maybe just some kind of, you know, fake out move up here. You can see like over here, you know, you can still continue going towards downside up here. And if you do pull, you know, these big lines up here, I mean, it's nowhere near to break the, you know, the trend over here and continue towards the upside. But it is doing these, you know, nice curvature moves towards the downside. It's been bleeding for a long time up here. So eventually it does need to do the move up here before it continues down. I mean, it cannot just bleed forever, right? Maybe it can, maybe it can. S&P 500 up here, still in this on the top of the channel up here. You can see, sorry, this triangle up here that we drew right now. It's bouncing back down from this triangle. There is some kind of rising wedge up here that's trying to go back below that, but it's still in this triangle up here. So even if it moves towards downside, still it could, you know, eventually play towards the upside. Play towards the upside. I don't know, guys. We lost the battle yesterday. I was keeping it very, you know, optimistic that, you know, the bulls are gonna manage to keep it above the 10 moving average, above the resistance up here, you know, manage to, you know, do something like this and continue towards upside. Unfortunately, we didn't do that. So assume bearishness until something changes. There is that. Phantom is near the local high. Yeah, Phantom is actually, I actually thought about shorting Phantom, but Phantom does look a little bit strong, unfortunately. Technically, fortunately, but I have this triangle and Phantom up here, and I'm looking, you know, but look at the action down here. Bearish candle, and then you get a bullish engulfing candle. Bearish candle and a bullish engulfing candle. Bearish candle and a bullish engulfing. You got a 3 bullish engulfing candle right after each other, guys. Look here. This is insane. See up here? Bullish engulfing. See right up here, bullish engulfing. See right up here, bullish engulfing. You get a 3 bullish engulfing candles right after each other, and right now it continues pumping towards the upside. We gotta assume that this is gonna break up here, and it's already breaking the resistance up here towards the upside up here. I mean, it is strongly bullish. I mean, it did, you know, 4 hourly, 4 bullish engulfing candles. I was perma-bay calling for low prices. Milan in the sand was bottoming pattern after breakdown from 18k. We'll see. There you go. So it's also earning week and ECB rates as well. Thus will be massive week. I'd be very careful. Very careful. Why? They already, like, we already know that it's gonna be 25% increase, right? 0.25% increase, or 25 points or whatever you call it, right? It's gonna be 25. 99.9% are, you know, saying it's gonna be 25, so it's most likely gonna be 25. So that's kind of bullish. What it's not bullish is that inflation. I'm a little bit unsure about inflation, because here, no, I'm gonna tell you something. Here in Norway, they change prices twice a year when it comes to, you know, the food and stuff like that. Once in February, and then second time is in June, July, or something like that, right? So on the 1st of February, they're gonna change the prices, mean the inflation, and they're already talking about the, you know, the prices are gonna be big. You know, they're gonna increase prices by a lot. So although we might not see the inflation right now going towards upside, it might even go towards downside. So I'm a little bit, you know, bullish when it comes to inflation and the CPI numbers and all of the numbers right now. But after that, I would be careful about because the inflation will definitely 100% go towards upside in the coming months. Because I don't see it any other way. Like over here, people are already talking that, you know, stuff is gonna get more expensive after February. We are already seeing that some kind of shops, you know, previous year all of the stores did increase, you know, their prices, and this year they already started thinking about, you know, increasing in prices again. So inflation will definitely go up. The question is, what will Fed do with the inflation numbers and the rates, right? Exchange for 2020 CPI will dump. So there is that. Guys, we are no longer overly bullish after this candle yesterday. We are bullish, and we still consider this as the trend has changed. We are still looking for, you know, new highs eventually. We are still looking for the dips, the, you know, hodl. We are still looking for support, good support lines and good liquidity zones to hodl the price and give us support. If these things start to fail, if we start going below the support lines, major support lines, below our liquidity levels, below some major trends, then we're gonna change, you know, our stance on, you know, major outlook for Bitcoin, right? But right now, short term, we switch from, you know, being bullish to being bearish. So short term, I think, you know, the dip is happening, and hopefully this dip will actually hodl, right? Hopefully this dip will, you know, go through and, you know, give us some kind of support. Where the support is gonna come, that kind of depends a little bit, right? We get a major support levels all over the place over here. Where the support level will come, this above it, kind of depends a little bit up here. We got also 10-20 moving. We're just gonna put one line down there. 10 moving average down here, 20 down there, 50. Yeah, important levels. So, and the 4 hourly, do we have anything interesting down there? 200 moving average down here, something like that. There we go. So we got definitely a lot of, you know, important zones, and then there is a, you know, liquidity zone just below us up here, give or take. So we got a lot of important, you know, levels right below us where we can actually get support. It all depends whether we are, you know, strongly bullish or not. If we are strongly bullish, we might do the, you know, what we did last bull run, channel break that, you know, into the box right back up again. You know, maybe some kind of channel into the box over here, and then, you know, right up again. That would be the most bullish scenario. If you see some kind of box being created down here, we're gonna assume that this is gonna break outside of the box just like it did over here, because, you know, the things can be actually very, very good, right? But it is playing maybe a little bit like 2014 right now. That zero line on the weekly time from the MACD is not being broken just yet. So short-term bearishness. Gareth always says something interesting. He says, when you see Bitcoin pumping on a weekend, there is a low liquidity and it's only retail buying. The bigger money comes on Monday and sell it off. Yeah, so they came in Monday, they sell it off right now. Accumulation zone right back up again, right? That's what we are hoping. But we are assuming this is right now top. I don't think right now that there is any kind of you know, big probability to go back to, for whatever reason, 15K and then towards the downside. I think if we go to 15K, I think we're gonna break 15K towards the upside. So I think that there is more, you know, probability right now to get some kind of support down here, whatever that support is gonna be, right? Some kind of support down here, maybe, you know, at 22.5, maybe down here at 21.5, maybe down even here at 20.5. Any kind of support down here, and then go to 25K, and then break that 25K all the way up to 30K. There was a very interesting video today on YouTube, on Crypto Banter show, because he had the Larsen on live, and Larsen here was talking about his indicator, and was talking about you know, the levels between 25K and 30K. And he's using the you know, volume profile. I don't like volume profile, but he said the same thing like we saying, like everybody else saying. Between 25K and 30K, there is literally zero resistance. There is no trading being done in you know, in the range between 25 and 30K. So if you do go up to 25K, my prediction is we're gonna break that level. We're gonna go into the zone above 25K, and between 25 and 30K, there is literally empty space. And you know that we love empty space, because those spaces move very, very fast, right? So when you actually eventually come above 25K up here, so when you eventually come up here above 25K, between 25K and 30K up here, this is literally empty space. There is nothing here. There is nothing, zero up here. So these things up here go very, very fast. And I think that, well, once we get up here, maybe, you know, towards 25k, and once we break 25k, this move up here is gonna go very, very fast, because it's literally empty space. Literally empty space. Previous CET I was calculating using 2 years, that now it will be 1 year only. It's a massive change, nobody's talking about it. It was change of Christmas. No, everybody's talking about it. Like, I know about it, everybody knows about it. The thing is that people are saying that that's gonna actually be very bullish for us, but it might be that, you know, it might be like one of those things where they change, you know, recession is not too consecutive quarters. Right now it's, you know, whatever they say it is, so they're changing definition on things to make, you know, to give appearance of that, you know, whatever is happening is not bad. So I think the reason they're changing the definition of you know, this what was that, CPI numbers and calculation, or how they're calculating, you know, changing the calculation methods, I think they're doing that to give us some kind of what are you gonna say, to give indication that, you know, everything is fine. Everything is not fine, guys, but, you know, they're trying to give indication that everything is fine, so they're gonna change stuff, right? They always do that. Yeah, you know, if they need to postpone something, they're gonna do that, and they're trying to postpone that. Morning, man. Dobar dan, dobar dan. 25k is still the target. Nah, it's not for me anymore. Right now the target is you know, inside the liquidation or somewhere, I don't know. Yeah, changing the definition will make the numbers much lower. Yeah, so they're doing that to just, you know, mess with us, to tell us everything is fine, just like they did, you know, when they changed that, you know, recession is not 2 consecutive quarters. There is no recession, and right now they're talking about, you know, recession might come in 2023, and everybody, like, you know, entire Wall Street will tell you, like, we are in recession, 2 consecutive quarters of negative GDP, like that's been definition forever, and right now suddenly, no, that's no longer definition. So, you know, they're messing with us. They're messing us. They're doing stuff to give a perception of something, to, you know, make something look better that's not, and stuff like that, you know, for whatever reasons. I don't know, I won't go into that, but you know, we are not in recession. The inflation is not going up. Yeah, I don't know how they can say that. I don't understand how they can say that inflation is not going up, the inflation is going down, when the only talk here around in Norway is right now is that you know, February month, the price is gonna go sky high on food, and I don't see the, I mean, once something goes up, it doesn't come back down again. Nobody's putting down prices. Once prices rise, it stays there, especially on food. Once you start paying, like, you know, if you've been paying like $5 for you know, bread, right now you're paying $10 for bread, it never goes back down to $5. It's gonna stay up there, right? And this is gonna make a whole bunch of other different things start going up as well. So, you know, once inflation goes up, it doesn't, you know, it doesn't go down. It doesn't go down. That said, we are in a terrible, you know, economic situation, but they're trying to give, you know, perception that it's not. Like PMS, if it doesn't stay the same, it's bad news. European inflation is the worst. I'm happy I live in Australia. It's gonna come to Australia as well if it's not already there. Well, you're Serbian. No, not. I'm Yugoslavian. But living in Norway. You know, I was born in, you know, former Yugoslavia. You know, everybody told me I'm you're Yugoslavian, you know, you're Slavic, you know, Yugoslavian. And then suddenly war comes in, and suddenly like, hey man, what are you? And I'm like, I'm from Yugoslavia, I'm Yugoslavian. No, you're not. You are from Bosnia. Okay. So I tell people I'm from Norway. It makes things easier. I've been to Yugoslavia, pretty girls there. Thanks, man. Australia, food expensive too. Everything expensive, guys, everything. They're trying just to give us, you know, a little bit more, you know, a little bit more, what, I don't know, they're trying to make this thing seem that's not so bad. I mean, they're doing, you know, well with that. I'm gonna be saying that Europe shut itself in the food with Russia. So yeah, we're not gonna go into the politics of the world, geopolitics and stuff like that, you know. Nothing ever comes good out of that, you know. We're just gonna stick with what we know. The charts, the charts. You know, read the charts, don't read the news. You know, the Fed meetings, the CPI numbers, what is somebody saying on Twitter about something, you know. We're gonna stick with that. The ways go up along with expenses. It's been that way for a year. So inflation is going up. It's nothing's changed. We are in a recession. Nothing is changed. The dollar is getting devalued. Nothing is changed. It's still, you know, losing value day by day, big time. The markets looks like they're recovering a little bit. It might recover even more than that, because I still remember what Alessio Restani said. You know, markets and the economy are not correlated. When economy is doing well, markets might be doing badly, and when economy is doing badly, markets might outperform. It's not correlated, right? Because when economy is doing badly, people are in fear, so they're not buying, right? And then you know, markets start going up and economy starts, you know, falling after that. And once, you know, the economy is good and everybody's happy, right? Well, then you're at some kind of top, so of course the markets are gonna manipulate it towards downside, right? Roshten, Arnie, and Gort, you guys need to find a room, seriously. If you don't do that, you know, you're gonna get, you know, banned from the chat. Like, you've been, you know, I every day I think, you know, Gort and Roshten are gonna, you know, stop doing the thing that they are doing every day. But, you know, you gotta chill down a little bit, like, seriously. Okay, guys, that's it. Thanks for stopping by. No, but you guys, you know what you guys doing, you know. It's getting old. Like, in the start it was funny, then it went, you know, like a normal thing, but right now it's like annoying every single day. Okay, guys, thanks for stopping by. I'll see you tomorrow, same time, same place. Bye-bye.